Warriors of price action and guardians of fundamentals, welcome to Retail Recon. Today's mission is to pull back the curtain on something most beginners never understand: how the stock market actually works. Specifically, what happens from the exact moment you tap buy on your phone app to the moment you see those shares appear in your account a day later. Most people think it's magic. Some ghost operative instantly makes you an Apple shareholder. Nothing could be further from the truth. There's actually a battlefield of 5 key players working together: buyers, sellers, brokerages, market makers, and exchanges. By the end of this mission, you'll know exactly how they all interact and how your trades really get executed. So, gear up and let's go to work. The 5 key players. Picture the stock market as one massive digital auction house that never sleeps, running 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Inside this auction house, 5 key players make everything work. You will see all 5 roles on screen right now. Pause and screenshot this if you want it for reference later. Let me introduce them one by one. Number 1. You, the retail trader. You are the most important player. You open your brokerage app, maybe Interactive Brokers, Trading 212, eToro, Charles Schwab, whatever. You see Apple trading at $2.20 per share. You decide you want to own 10 shares, so you tap buy 10 shares. Boom, your order just entered the system. Number 2, your brokerage, the middleman. This is the app or company that received your order. Doesn't matter which one. They are legally required by the SEC to get you the best available price and execution. They don't actually own any Apple shares themselves. Their job is to take your order and route it to the right exchange where the real action happens. Number 3, the exchange, the auction house. This is where all the buying and selling actually occurs. Your brokerage sends your order to either the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, or NASDAQ. These are the 2 main US stock exchanges. NYSE handles massive blue-chip companies like Walmart and Coca-Cola. NASDAQ handles mostly tech giants like Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla. Together, they process over 10 billion shares every single day. Number 4, market makers, the inventory managers. These are the big Wall Street firms like Citadel Securities, Virtu Financial, Jane Street, massive trading companies. They stand ready to buy or sell Apple shares instantly, anytime during market hours. They make tiny profits on every trade through what's called the bid-ask spread. More on that in a moment. Without market makers, you might wait hours to find someone willing to sell you shares. When you, as a retail trader, are buying or selling your shares, most likely than not, market makers will be on the other side of the trade and not another retail trader. Market makers handle 80 to 90% of all retail trades. Number 5, the clearinghouse, the scorekeeper. This is the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, or DTCC. Think of them as the official referee. They record every single trade that happens across America, make sure both sides hold up their end of the deal, and handle the actual transfer of shares and money. This is why there's a 1-day delay before you see shares in your account. Now let me walk you through exactly what happens when you place that Apple order. You tap buy 10 Apple shares at 10:15 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. Here's what happens over the next 3 seconds. Step 1. Your brokerage receives the order. Let's say you're using Robinhood. They instantly check if you have enough buying power in your account. 2,200 for 10 shares at $220 each. Check. Then they immediately route your order to NASDAQ, which is Apple's home exchange. Step 2. The exchange receives and matches your order. NASDAQ's supercomputer matching engine looks at all available sell orders for Apple shares. It finds the best available price from either another retail trader who wants to sell, or more commonly, from a market maker who's holding inventory. Step 3. Price discovery happens. Right now, the best available ask price, that's the lowest price someone is willing to sell it, is $220.05 per share from a market maker. Your order gets filled at that exact price. Congratulations, you just bought 10 Apple shares for 2,200.50 total. Step 4. Trade execution. Nasdaq sends confirmation back to both your brokerage and the seller's brokerage. 10 Apple shares traded hands at 220.05. Everyone gets notified instantly. Step 5. Clearing and settlement. The DTCC records the trade in their massive ledger. Because of the T+1 settlement rule, the actual transfer happens the next business day. Tomorrow at around 2 p.m. Eastern Time, those 10 Apple shares move from the seller's account into yours and 2,200.50 moves from your account to theirs. Important to note, even though settlement takes T+1, you can trade those shares immediately. Your brokerage lets you buy and sell the same day. They trust the DTCC will handle the settlement. Where you notice T+1 most is withdrawals. When you sell shares, the cash from that sale shows as settled funds the next business day. Only then can you withdraw to your bank account. Trading, no restrictions. Let me spend a moment on market makers because they're doing most of the heavy lifting. Firms like Citadel Securities handle about 35% of all US stock market volume. Here's what they do. They constantly quote two prices for every stock. Bid price, what they'll pay to buy from you right now, and the ask price, what they'll charge you to sell to you right now. The difference between the highest bid and lowest ask is called the bid-ask spread. That's how market makers make money. They buy at the bid, sell at the ask, and pocket the spread. They are legally required to fill your order immediately during market hours. This is called providing liquidity. They hold massive inventories, millions of Apple shares, billions across all stocks. Supercomputers predict supply and demand movements seconds ahead. They profit just cents per share, but on billions of shares daily, that's serious money. Without market makers, retail trading simply wouldn't exist at the speed and volume we enjoy today. Imagine the stock market at its beginnings. Traders literally standing on a bridge in Amsterdam asking one by one who wants to sell. Today, you sit in Berlin and buy US stocks in under a second. Market makers and technology, of course, made that evolution possible. Share prices move because of basic supply and demand at these exchanges. More buyers than sellers, prices rise. More sellers than buyers, prices fall. Market makers smooth out this volatility and ensure you can always buy or sell quickly. On screen, you can see a field card with 10 essential terms. Screenshot this for future reference. Bid, highest price someone wants to pay right now. Ask, lowest price someone wants to sell right now. Spread, ask minus bid. Exchange, think NYSE, Nasdaq, auction platforms. Brokerage, your app, company. Think Schwab, Fidelity, Interactive Brokers, and so on. Market maker, Citadel, Virtu, always ready to trade. Clearinghouse, DTCC, think settlement referee. T+1, settlement cycles, one business day to settle trades. Best execution, broker's legal duty to get you best price. Dark pools, those are private exchanges. Quick note on dark pools. These are private, off-exchange trading venues where big institutions like hedge funds and pension funds trade massive blocks of shares without moving public prices. About 40% of all US stock trading happens in dark pools. Your retail order usually stays on public exchanges, but institutions prefer dark pools to avoid tipping their hand to the market. To recap today's mission, when you tap buy on any share, here's the chain reaction. You, brokerage, exchange, market maker, clearinghouse. 5 players making global liquidity work in 3 seconds flat. No magic, just auctions matching buyers and sellers around the clock. On our next mission, we'll debrief the basics of order execution. Market orders, limit orders, and stop orders. We'll explain how to control your entries and exits based on your strategy. If this demystified the stock market for you, lock in your support by liking, subscribing, and following our movement. Thanks for standing watch with me today, and until next time, trade smart, risk sharp, and stay on target.